You know how embarrassing it is to not press the on air button? It's happened a couple times. Knicks Bucks. Excuse me. The Thunder Bucks playing tonight. We'll get into that. Also, hopefully you guys jump on and let me know if you can hear me. I see 3 of you guys here on Fabian Perspective channel. Thanks for tuning in. AllBall TV. Thanks for tuning in. Dime Dropper Twitter account. Thanks for tuning in. Need you to show your support and your love and your angst and your hate, more importantly. Matthew Carter, thank you so much. By the way, I know a lot of you guys ask about the membership. I'm trying to set up the Patreon thing. Probably a bigger bang for our buck, to be totally honest. YouTube takes 30%. They're probably gonna kick me off for saying that, but do I care? I'll take the risk. Hey, ish happens. I know on the phone, I think I saw it when you click on our account. The Gants. What happened? It's been 2 days. We got into that yesterday. What do you mean, the Gants? 87? And what the hell does that mean? What is the Gants? I'm highly interested in your name. Hopefully, it is nothing too intimate, because then I will quickly be disinterested in your name, the Gants. Knicks are currently 3rd in the East, my brother, or my brethren, or my fellow human, because I don't know what the hell you are, the Gants. I like your profile pic, though. If that's really you, man, it looks cool as hell. The Gants. Maybe it's not meant for me to know. I'm ranting at this point. Y'all know what this is. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Y'all know who I be. The glasses are on. Fab, what you think about Kevin Owens bringing back the power driver? I didn't know it was banned. It's soft of them to ban it. All because Stone Cold and a couple of these guys got their neck broke. Hey, look, it's a dangerous game. It's like football, man. Wrestling is real. I don't even know who the hell Kevin Owens is. Kevin Owens sounds like he's garbage. Kevin Owens? Nah, Kevin Owens is a cool name. I'm bugging. Came from Metal Gear Solid 3. Gantz is from an anime. That's me, bro. Listen, man. That profile pic is fire. I'm not gonna lie, man. Makes me want to get a coat like that, but I fear I will not look as cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. My insecurities have risen, but I must salute the cool. Good evening, Darlene. Bling, bling. Part of my appearance, I haven't been to the barbershop in a while. Will do soon, because I can't walk around like this without being sexy. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, he almost took him out, man. They banned that move after D'Lo Brown paralyzed someone doing a move. D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown. Corey Lee, I don't know. YouTube be playing games. You know what? I'm going to put the Cash App in the thing, man, because YouTube is out of their mind. Bling, 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 doo-doo-doo. Yeah. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Bling, bling, doo-doo-doo. We got Cash App coming up in the spot. So far, DraftKings has not told me they've adjusted the price. So pardon me if it's not $5 to bet $200 anymore. They lied. Take all your suffrage and pain with them. But the first link in that pin chat is our Cash App. I ain't begging. I ain't begging nobody. I ain't begging a soul, baby. Bang, 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 bang. I don't know, Corey Lee. So there's a super chat. You could do the super chat there in the Cash App, bro. They all steal our money anyway. They find a way to take 30. I mean, YouTube takes 30%. I know that much. Bugging. Yeah, nostalgic. We ain't playing no games. Big Barry. He spoke big facts too all the time. Flea not playing back-to-backs. Fish. I have a feeling Flea will fly in like Sting from the rafters. Gant's coat and Flea's necktie make AllBall TV Hall of Fame. I agree, man. That coat is crazy, Gantz. Is the rest of it fire? Because the first part of it is. I like the rugged Fabian. At least gotta shape it up though, darling. It looks too crazy. Like I try to do this part because you can't let once the hair start going over the lip, you're not a man going outside, man. You can't be manly with hair over your lip like that. I hate tall guys and they can't just trim the hair off. What do you like? Come on. You can't do that. You can't do. I told you guys he wasn't around for shoot around.
Big Flea. Never the little one. First of all, let's get straight to it. Fuck the drop. I see the comments. Fuck the drop. Fish, you gotta shut the hell up. That's number one. Let's start there. You gotta shut the hell up. Can't tell if I'm joking or not, right? Fuck out of here. Love you, Fish. I'm here, nigga. I'm here.
Corey Lee, I hate lining up anything. I'm a spoiled brat. I'm going to the barbershop, but I do use the liner for. But I ain't doing it. I gotta get to the shop soon, man. My schedule has changed. La Turia. Yo, these people like when you go crazy. Now all of a sudden, Philly's in here and everybody's laughing. That's really Psycho Flea. That's Jekyll and Hyde.
Lunatic. I love everybody. I love everybody. You know that.
Who looks in the camera like that? Like you got beef with people, like, right? I don't listen. Ain't nobody did nothing to you.
What up, Ray?
Listen, I can't even repeat this. You know, wife was in the kitchen, but she said, I like the rugged Fabian. Stop playing with me.
Oh, Darlene talking spicy. Darlene, what up, Darlene?
She gonna have my shades fogging up.
You better take them off. Good evening, Darlene. Good evening.
Yo, wait, hold on. It's Knicks Rehab.
I baited you. It's Knicks Rehab. So see, you are a funny ass. Yo, you told people that I was probably absent today, right? That's what you told people. I'm gonna watch the replay. You probably told people that I was absent, that I wasn't playing back-to-backs again, right? Load managing, right?
I said worse.
I know you did. Give me a second.
Do you like this view better or when Flea's missing in action over here? His thing is fire though. You can't just not have that there. A microphone with headphones.
Here we go.
Hold on. Why are we a mess? Lee trying coming in the door barking.
Corey Lee. OG, what up, Unc?
This is when we knew. That's when we knew Corey Lee was someone you can't talk to him any kind of way, Flea. Because you said, hold on, you call me nephew? Nah, hold on.
He ain't like it. He ain't like it.
No, that you pumped the brakes.
I did. I'm here though.
No, you don't understand, Flea.
Matthew Carter, my guys.
If we're being right, you know, we like to be authentic. If we're being right, we're trying to get our time down pat. We're coming from work, and everyone's just trying to find the right time to get on and speak and talk our talk, because we know the show doesn't work. The show is really us, the people who like to talk to each other, or there's a chemistry and there's a, you know, the balance there. And it can be difficult. So Flea was coming home from work, and sometimes I can't make it. And then Flea was saying, well, I could get on at 7:30. I said, yo, that's better, because look at the way he sounds. Even Flea's aggression was controlled. When does that happen, guys? Not in the car.
Never.
Maybe at work, but that's him holding back the steam. No, I don't want that. We want the full smoke. Everybody knows in his house knows who he is, what he's about. We want all the smoke. Have you ever hit a layup, Fabian? We want that kind of smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some classic battles. You my brother to the end, but we have to put together a highlight reel of our battles where we are almost coming to blows. Pause. We ready to kill each other. Then get on the phone after and be like, yeah, what you doing? Oh, where? Oh, all right. You good?
Flea,
okay, cool.
Flea really wanted to kill me. He really, you know what the problem is? And we're gonna get to this in a second, because I just seen this clip after you posed the question in the chat, in the chat, as Dominicanos say, in el chat. El chat. They just remix stuff. El chat. El thing. If you ever go over Dominican's house and they say, oh, el thing no prendió. El thing's not working. Like, what's el thing? And they talking about the steam, the radiator.
El thing.
Yo, Flea's good.
I just gotta hear it a couple times, man. You know what I mean?
They gonna point to it like el thing doesn't work. No work. You go to the girl, you know, one of your girls out. Like el thing, it doesn't work. No work.
Please single, baby. I was married for over 6 years, nigga. I was single for the last 2. Don't play with me. I do that naked. You see that move right there? I do that naked. You see how I hit him? Watch it right there. You see how I hit him?
You see me, Dougie?
You see me, Dougie? Man. You see how I hit him?
Why isn't the Dominican community supporting MVP Cat?
Great question, nostalgic Nick. Great question, man. They should be lined up on Audubon in Washington Heights with Karl Anthony Towns jerseys on. There should be a Karl Anthony Towns cut now. Like, Dominicans should name one of the cuts after Cat. Like, cut the shit, man. For real.
Okay, so why you think they wasn't big on A-Rod like that?
Oh, because he just shit the bed entirely too much up until 2009. Prior to that, A-Rod was a great player, great regular season player.
That's not wise, because he comes off. He's like, I'll come off American. I throw my thing in. I
thought we were talking about baseball, but we want to talk.
Yeah, both. Even baseball wise, A-Rod was supposed to be like it's just like Cat. He don't speak Spanish. Even if you notice, what's Cardi B? What's her background? What nationality?
We're not doing it.
I'm asking.
I guess she's Dominican.
And I know she's Trinidadian, but I know she's Dominican.
I know nothing about her.
Oh God! But she speaks Spanish. She's on, like, if you Dominican.
First and last time we bring her up on this show.
No, it won't be.
Last time I'm here. If I'm here, that's not happening.
AllBall loves her. Oh my God, I couldn't believe he loved her like that.
Lord have mercy. Now I got to talk to OG about his decisions.
Listen, he's guilty pleasures.
He loves her.
Ugh. He loves her.
Ugh.
But if you Dominican and you ratchet, you definitely follow Cardi B, and you know that she's Dominican. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Cat, there's nothing about him that comes off Dominican. Same thing with A-Rod. It's not like who like Come on, Juan Soto right now. These and they speak that as soon as Manny Ramirez, Big Papi, there's no escaping it.
Manny.
Come on, there's no escaping it. They're gonna say something crazy Dominican shit on TV.
What nationality was Nomar Garcia Parra?
I don't know what the hell he is. Might be Spaniard.
Why you got so upset when I brought him Nomar? Damn.
Because look, another guy. If he was Spanish, we wouldn't know. You think like when A-Rod talks, he comes off American. He doesn't come off like he come off Dominican.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. I understand. I understand your bag now. I understand. Oh, Nomar's Mexican. Okay.
You think I've never, and you know the Mexicans do.
They go crazy. They go crazy.
And I've never heard he was Mexican.
Never.
And he doesn't come off Mexican.
All right, last one. What about my son Ray Ordonez?
Oh, yo, top 3 defensive shortstops ever. Ozzy Omar Vizquel and Ray Ordonez.
You put Ray Ordonez in the same class as Ozzie Smith?
Ozzie Smith is
and Omar Vizquel?
Omar Vizquel is up there. But I said he's third behind them.
But you put him in the same class as yikes.
Bro, if Ray Ordonez
was great defensively, but he didn't get the rap as a player because his bat was garbage. He was not a great hitter.
Big trash, but that's the best defensive infield of all time up until that point when John Olerud was there.
John Olerud, him, Edgardo Alfonso,
Robert
Ventura. Yeah, on, Mike Piazza behind the plate. That 99 team was tough.
One of the biggest mistakes the Mets kept making back-to-back. You didn't offer John Olerud 50% more dollars, and you didn't give A-Rod the bag. We would have been a different team if A-Rod's there. You know,
fish bugging. But that's what I mean. Like swinging the bat at the plate, like
horrible
for a career. What did he hit? 250?
If that. It was bad. It was bad.
But Ray at shortstop you're not getting nothing past him.
He was a wizard. He was the close again.
Sure.
Omar Vizquel. There's a couple. I'm pretty sure in the last 20 years, there's somebody that I don't really, because Jeter's nowhere near them.
Defensively, no.
Right, but even A-Rod is he was really good at shortstop and third base. A-Rod was great. Nah, A-Rod was great. He just wasn't going to be the wizard. He couldn't get you that dive for the ball, throw it off the glove. He's not doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like these guys are different. That's like having a handle in the league in the NBA.
Niggas got a bag.
Right. That's the defensive bag. Like that's the Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday got to move. That's how sick Drew Holiday is. The slide step.
Yeah.
He'll chest you and rip you. I'm like, hold on. He does that like consistently. That means he's doing his push-ups, his squats. Come on, man.
Raymond.
Yes.
Got a question for you, man, before you get started, man.
Okay.
Not the better career.
Okay.
What's a better point guard, Raymond? Rajan, Rondo, or Chris Paul?
And at their peak, I'm taking Chris Paul.
Okay.
You said better career, right?
I said I'm not talking about accolades career. I'm just talking about at the point guard position. For your preference, who you want? Rondo or Chris Paul?
Career-wise, you gotta go Rondo. Because he's just what he did with Anthony Davis. I don't know if CP3 does that at that stage of his career. Not sure. Hey, hold on. Damn. I'm walking myself in a wormhole.
Yeah, just slow down. I was hoping you would just take your time with this, right? Don't rush with this. I wanted to see if you was gonna take your time because it's not as easy as of an answer. Like I feel like you can't go wrong with whoever you decide. Like Fish is saying Rondo. Me personally, I would roll with Rondo, right? But if somebody is saying Chris Paul and feels like they're head and shoulders over Rondo, that I'm not mad at it just because of CP's impact. But this is not one of those you ask and boom, it's a quick answer. That's why I was asking. So
I gotta take that back because what CP3 did with OKC, Houston, Phoenix, Rondo did not do that. He didn't do that.
We easily forget Rondo being the point guard of that 2020 Laker team. We forget that.
I was just talking about that with
right.
Somebody just told me that because it was Rondo, Avery, Danny Green.
Yes. J.R. Smith. I mean, there's they had a bunch of guys.
I was even excited when the Cavaliers got him the year that Mobley's rookie year, but he got hurt. Or he got hurt, and Ricky Rubio got hurt. That was because that would have been dynamic.
I was always
what's going on, man?
I was always the guy, right? Like, I gotta come clean. When that run was going on with the Big Three in Boston, and like Rondo was there being the orchestrator of that, right? I always thought Rondo was, he benefited from obviously having 3 Hall of Famers. And I don't think anybody could argue that, right? But for me, I said, once those guys retire, you are going to see how exposed Rondo becomes. And for the first year or 2, I was right?
No.
Like, listen, just hit me. And we could get the timeline right if I'm a little off. But as soon as those 3 guys, those 2 get moved to Brooklyn, obviously Ray gets moved to Miami, right? Rondo's a different player. The stint in Dallas, Karl didn't even play him.
Yeah.
Right? Then I think after that, I forget the timeline, but
I got you.
Chicago was up 2-0 in a series against Boston. And Rondo got hurt after them going up 2-0, and they lost that series. And then from there, leading the league in assists in Sacramento, going to New Orleans and playing with Drew Holiday and Boogie. And so he shut me up, is my point. Like, I thought that his career was going to go like this after, losing KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. But he completely blew me away with how he continued to be the guy he was with those 3 Hall of Famers. So, like, for me, it was a hard question to answer. I was thinking about it all day. I was like, I gotta ask Fabian what he thinks. But give me Rondo.
Shout out to Hammer Time Ryan, because he thinks that
big shout out to Ryan.
Boston versus Chicago series 2009, all them overtime games.
Ben Gordon.
Because that was the year before, right? 2010.
Rookie Derrick Rose.
Yeah, because that was the year before the conference finals, right? 2010 was the. Yeah, it had to be. No, that's 2010 then, because 2011, LeBron, there was a strike, and that was LeBron's first year in Miami. That's the conference finals for Chicago. So
that's LeBron's first year.
Yeah, so the year before, Boston,
in Miami.
Boston versus Chicago. Ryan thinks that that's the best series he's ever seen, and that was really Rondo's series. The way I remember it,
he was phenomenal.
Yeah, triple doubles. He was going bananas. But
is that the series? Ray went for 50 one game, a couple overtime. Then Ray go for 50.
A couple of them?
Not a couple. No. It was a 50-point game for Ray Allen during that series. I may be wrong. Somebody fact check that for me. I may have the years off, but I feel like that's the year that they lost to Orlando because KG was hurt. That 2009 year. 2008, they win the chip. They come back next year to try to repeat, and KG gets hurt. Orlando goes to the finals against Kobe and them. Orlando is in the conference finals against Braun.
Yeah, 2010.
2009. No, 9.
Oh, right, because Orlando went.
Right, and they beat Braun. They go to the finals. Remember, Braun hit the that game winner.
Game 1.
Yeah, game 2. It was game 2.
Game 2. I bet my man Easy Jesus, Jay Seuss, aka Jesus from the Bronx. He thought he was
okay, Molly Mall.
He was gassed up off that shot. I said, yo, they're gonna lose in 6. That's how you know. I said, bro, he's settling. And he had an crazy series. LeBron went bananas. All the numbers, everybody. I said, I know LeBron's game. He's not going full throttle. He still doesn't have a mid range. Doesn't have a floater. He doesn't have that go-to shot. Orlando's going to expose that. All right, let's just zone up, boxing one. And Dwight Howard wasn't really playing defense like that. It wasn't the Dwight Howard thing. It was the switching and all that. Yeah, against Cleveland, it was different. You had to move around. They had to change a little bit in the playoffs.
Yeah, but what they was doing over there was so innovative at the time, right? Like putting a bunch of shooters around Dwight and, you know, playing that type of style that they played was so different at that time. Guys was still coming down and getting touches in the paint, right? You still had to play inside to out. That Magic team played a lot of outside to in, right? Dwight is going to get his cleaning the glass and putbacks and dump offs when Jameer is penetrating. But Turkoglu, a mother. Rashad, a mother. Like Jameer was an all-star that year, right? Or the next year, one of them. Like they had a lot of success.
I think it was that year because Jameer Nelson doesn't go down. That's a different series. That's a different season. Different kind of.
Giles G, help me understand, what does that have to do with basketball? Help me.
Is he the GOAT? We gonna get a Patreon for me to explain to y'all what a is. Cause you ain't getting
Not
me.
Here. Not here.
But Giles, is Dwight Howard the GOAT? If that's the case, he might be. Freaky ass. Is Dwight Howard the GOAT?
I love Giles' response. Nothing, please. That was great, Giles. That's great, Giles. I love that. Because he ain't go extra. He ain't doing nothing extra. He said nothing, Flea. Nothing. Like, that was good. That was good.
That was amazing.
27 minutes in. Get us started, man.
We got the glasses on, so
you know
what this is.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Come on, baby. Knicks Rehab, baby. Big Flea in the building. Big Fabian in the building. AllBall, as you pointed out, Fish, is on the West Coast doing West Coast things, taking it easy. He's out there enjoying them games. You'll be at the game tonight over there in Vegas, which is starting right now. Oh, no, in about a half hour.
Damerato. What that mean?
Ooh.
What that mean?
What it is.
Damerato. Ah!
My wife
teach me some shit.
She tried to hate on me. She's like, that doesn't mean anything. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Don't teach me some shit. Bet you can't say that, Fish. Damerato.
Damerato. Damerato. It's a little cooler than that. We need some cooler than that.
When I'm outside, I'm with the family right now. I'm with my family. I'm with my brother. Do that. When I say Damerato to, you know what I mean, to who I need to say it to, she gonna feel me. She gonna feel me.
That's all that matters.
La Turia.
Quick question before you jump on. Flea for 2 years with a hat. For single Flea with a hat. Is the Gil Arenas versus Kwame Brown beef hilarious lately, or is it hilarious lately?
Great question, Matthew Carter. Listen, that beef goes back 20 years. Like, that's 20-year-old beef, man. Is it entertaining? For sure, it's entertaining. But if y'all have learned me, like, I have a balance of like having fun, and I get tired of like bullshit. And they are like, at this point, they're beating a dead horse, right? At this point, call Dazin and see if we could get a celebrity boxing match going on. Like, do something that is going to entertain the people, because y'all just chatting at this point. Y'all just talking, right? If somebody really wants smoke, line up with Kwame. I've never seen none of you niggas line up with Kwame. Everybody is talking from a distance. I never see none of y'all line up with him. So whether we like Kwame or not, whether we like Gil or not, like, it's absolutely entertaining to answer your question, Matthew Carter. King's speech is in the building, y'all.
The Regal talk.
Yes, sir.
I haven't paid much attention to it lately, because I think it's already like exhausted. Like, how are you guys still beefing? But again, it's the ratings, the views. It's the same reason why everyone complained about First Take. I know you didn't ask me, Matthew Carter, but I'm gonna give my take anyway. And and
he was talking to me, Fabian.
I know, but I just think it's exhausting. So I don't know what they've been saying lately, but I know I try not to bring up, like, if I know somebody, like if somebody punked you, somebody got your number, I'm not bringing that up because that wasn't me. Because me and you didn't get into it. For me to bring that up is like, you could easily tell me what that got to do with you, bro. I could punk you. Oh, and that's the thing with Gilbert Arena is like, you keep bringing up Charles Oakley. Okay, so what? You didn't get him to punk him for you. That's not what happened. So it's entertaining and all that, but it's not real, bro. It's not real, and especially if you got to bring up other stuff. Yo, but he's this, and the Kwame Brown thing to me is I already spoken about him, bro. You've been on the internet for 5 years, whatever it is, and I'm sick of you. Just break the game down. Like, and he did it with Bronny. That was my thing with him. We know Bronny stinks. Why do you?
Brown can talk the game of basketball. If y'all haven't been paying attention to him over the last few years since he's come onto the internet, he could talk the game of basketball. See, that's what messes people up, is that y'all have this opinion on who people, character, personality, likable, not likable, whatever. But basketball, and a lot of these guys that played on that level, I happened to come across something where Keon Dooling was talking the game, and I was blown away by some of the things he was saying. And I was like, you take for granted that just because a nigga didn't average 25 a night and was a 10-time All-Star, don't mean that these guys were not very, very integral on the success of certain teams and just knowing the game. I said, damn, Keon is dropping some knowledge right now.
Well, for every Keon Dooling, there's a Ryan Hollins. And Kwame Brown is not a Ryan Hollins. And that's my point. Don't talk about Bronny. When are you and Gilbert going to sit down and break the game? Break the game down.
Why did you shoot at it? Was a fair shot, though. I'm not going to be mad at it. It's a fair shot. But
he's proof that I don't care if you play this game, you don't know what you're talking about. You make outlandish takes just like Skip and the rest of them. You ain't no different. Draymond Green. He's horrible. He's horrible. It's not like he has a bad act. Like I think he has a, what you call a photogenic face for the camera.
And see, I love the fact that we have such a great relationship with Fish, because Fish just drops stuff. Look at that. And at that time, how old is he, Fish?
Well, you gotta also read it for our audio, Flea.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna let you do it, but yeah.
I got it. When I was with Nike 5-Star, Kwame was one of the smartest high school basketball players to come through there. And that's Fish ain't got a dog in the race. And he was 16 at the time. So.
And JJ Redick proving me wrong. More people that know the game, but when it comes down to it, you ain't gonna affect the game. And it happens to players. Ryan, how much did Ryan Hollins affect the game? But how much did Keon Dooling affect the game? Knowing the game is just a different talent. That's just it is. So Steve Kerr wasn't a superstar, but he was a role player. And when we heard him talk the game, it was like, oh, I like when he talks the game. And then now he's able to use these smarts to, being a pretty good general manager, and also obviously going to be a Hall of Fame coach at this point. They're going to give it to him just because.
Oh, for sure. Fabian, another guy that I ran across, obviously on the socials, and anytime I see him talking, I'll stop, right, and listen. BJ Armstrong is phenomenal.
He's an agent.
He is, and I hate the fact that he is an agent. I wish he was in a front office. Like, I wish he would, just switch over and jump into one of these front offices. BJ Armstrong impresses me every time I listen. And it may not even be talking about the game. It's just things that he's talking about. Business of basketball, what we're looking at right now, all of this stuff. He had a great breakdown on rankings, right? Talking about why are guys so invested in rankings when they get to a certain level, right? I would be doing him a disservice by trying to explain what he said. I'm gonna send you the clip and we could talk about it at some point. But
or
if nobody hasn't been checking out BJ Armstrong and his podcast or what he got going on, phenomenal information.
Or Flea, you could have sent it before we jumped on. That way I could play it now and we can all watch together.
Well, I didn't. Our conversations are so organic, right? We produce, but we also go off on tangents, good tangents, all of that. So I didn't think that I would get to the point about speaking about BJ Armstrong. So I do apologize for not sending that to you. I'll be better.
You've been saying that for 2 years. Anyway,
I send you stuff every day. Every day.
You didn't send me that.
So you want to talk about stuff that happens offline? All right, we can get in it. We can get in this bag right now. You want me to undress you in front of everybody? Pause.
Listen, I'm already half naked. What do you want? my pants are already down. You can't see what I got on under here. What are you talking about?
I hate you, bro.
That's crazy. Why did I feed it to your bullshit? We already hit the tag, man. Y'all know what this is. I'm gonna do it again.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, baby.
For sure, Fish. For sure.
Knicks playing up and down this season. Roller coaster ride. But the last 2 years, we've had 3 years now. Brunson, Flea reminded us this is his 3rd season. I want to see him do it again. So far, it looks like he's doing it again.
He's doing it again. Shut the hell up, Flea.
But Flea did ask before the game, or we asked yesterday with this Knick organization, who is the most irreplaceable Knick? Clearly, there's a top 4, right? Start with Brunson. Cat is in there, if not tied for first. OG, I think he's the most important. But irreplaceable is a different word. So OG up the top 4, right? Mikal Bridges has not made that list. Rounding off number 4, can't be a surprise. Big Josh Hart, the new John Starks. I would think those are the top 4 Knicks that are irreplaceable. Probably the most important, the best New York Knicks. Those are all the best New York Knicks, I would think. Unless you got an objection.
I don't have an objection. If we're gonna play semantics and where you have them on the list, where I have them, Josh absolutely has to be higher on the list, right? And why I say that is because when we talk about the word irreplaceable, right, we're talking about moving a guy out and getting another person in there to do everything that guy does. Find me another guy on a consistent basis that does what Josh Hart does on a night in, night out basis. The list ain't very long. I would like to hear from the comments. I would like to hear from my brother if you do have anybody comparable to Josh Hart. Remember what I said, irreplaceable. Think about how old Josh is. Think about the things that he does on a night in, night out basis. Everything before we just jump out the window and say, oh, Malik Monk can replace Josh Hart. Shut the hell up. Like, slow down. Like, let's think about this for a second. So for me, it would probably have to go Brunson, Hart, Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. The way the game is played right now, bro, I could find me another stretch big. I drafted one, number 4 overall, and we traded him, right? We had Karl Anthony Towns already. Kristaps Porzingis, same things, doing the same things. Different players for sure, but doing the same kind of things. I can replace Cat. We loved Julius Randle before we got Karl Anthony Towns. I can replace Cat. This is not an indictment on Cat. I'm just saying that can we replace him? Is there a perfect world where I can find a way to get Joker? Yes. So I can replace Cat. Find me somebody that I can replace what Jalen Brunson is doing right now for us. You got to think about situation, team, where we're playing at, who's coaching us. Like, that's replaceable. Not, on any team. No, this current New York Knicks team, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart are probably, in my opinion, the most irreplaceable guys on the team.
I gave you too much time to think about this. You stole my fucking thunder, you asshole.
You my brother, man. Chill. We did this.
I was gonna say Josh Hart is the most irreplaceable Knick.
It's up there, bro.
OG Anunoby is the most important in my opinion, because once you add another defender next to him, once you had, the toughness around him like you did last year, it just makes things damn near impossible. Josh Hart came off the bench. Nobody's gonna have the lack of ego like a Josh Hart. Go to the bench, start whatever you need, 48 minutes, 50 minutes a game. I'm going to average it. I'll tear my oblique, whatever the hell he tore in the summertime, came back, still ripped. Wish I could jog around and just get half of that damn muscle. He looks amazing. I guess I'm glazing. But
balls.
It's exactly what you said. When I thought about that question, I said, yo, you put him on a trade market, what you getting back? I don't know if there's anyone in the league who does that who's not MVP caliber. Like Giannis is gonna get those 15 rebounds and could get some of those assists or whatever. Is Josh Hart a better one-on-one defender? Maybe, but he's not the presence Giannis is on defense. He's hard for everything. Them offensive rebounds, Giannis ain't doing that.
This pretty cool. This pretty cool right here, Fabian. Laturia just said, I met Josh Hart the day before the trade was announced. He was on my flight back in September. I agree. He's irreplaceable, and he's also a great guy. Super nice guy.
Josh Hart also looks like a Bronx ninja, Laturia.
You mad because you can't grow your hair like that? You mad?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, right?
20 years past my time. And he still kept his hairline intact with the braids. So you know it's vicious.
Oh, our guy. Monkey Wrench.
You hit it on the nose, man. Where else can you find that? There's nobody in the league really reminds us of Josh Hart. Everyone wants to say a throwback player, but even back then, it's like, who really played like this? Man, my biggest things on him was, transition. He dribbles the ball past half court, give the ball up, please. He would get the ball smacked out of his hands every single time he went for a layup. It was crazy to see how predictable it was and why everyone is watching the same tape. And he improved that. His three-point percentage improved this year. He's shooting better from three than Mikal Bridges.
He's stuffing the stat sheet, Fabian. He's averaging like 14.5 points a game. He's averaging well over 6 rebounds a game, well over 5 assists a game. He's affecting everything, right? Like he's literally that Swiss Army knife, that utility belt. Like he does everything that you want him to do, and he does it, and he shows up every night. He's a gamer. That's the other part that I love. This dude's a gamer. During the time where I saw Mike Bibby said, I played 14 years, and there's guys in the league right now that have played, 20 some odd years, and we have the same amount of games played, right? He was being funny, but he was being dead serious that like guys just don't play. So for the guy, for the little amount of guys in the league that have no problem being out there, Mikal Bridges, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you got to tip your hat to these guys, because what we're looking at right now is stuff that we're not used to. We're not used to guys not playing back-to-backs, all this type. So the gamers always got to get love from us. And we got a couple of them on our team.
I'd go that list the same as yours. Brunson got to be number one because you can find me. You got Luka who can replace Brunson, but I don't know if Luka was able to change his game the way Brunson did this year. He's just never shown maturity. He's still crying with the refs. You know, John Morant. It takes the elite guys to replace Brunson, but even then, they have never shown they can lead like Brunson. Morant is Iverson like with the swag, leading the team with the swag, but we see how that there's you got to have a careful balance with that type of personality and that persona. And Brunson is able to, you see him in real time balancing it, yelling at the ref. His pops is there. And yes, he has a system around him, but he chose to come to the Knicks in that system. He didn't have to do that. Took less money. Clearly the most irreplaceable Knick. We can't argue that. And then Josh Hart, everyone knows how much of a stand I am of OG Anunoby and how important he is because how he can affect the game easier than Josh Hart. He can affect the game just easier than Josh Hart. His talent level is a different level. But Josh Hart, like you said, man, you're not going to find that guy on the trade market. There's no drafting of Josh Hart. You don't know.
Fabian, we traded him for Cam Reddish. Straight up. Straight up.
Where's
there was
the
no
Cam?
Extras. Fabian, there was no extra picks. There was no extra man for man. Him for Cam Reddish.
Where's the Cam hive?
There was big one at one point. There was a big Cam Reddish hive.
Going crazy. Like, okay, what?
The most impressive thing for me about Jalen Brunson in a league where the three-point shot is prevalent, right? He already shoots it really well from three, right? Shot it over 40% from three last year. I think he may be right at 40 this year, maybe slightly below. I don't know. But the fact that he doesn't fall in love with it, right? When you look at Brunson's game is mid-range. Brunson has a post game. Brunson has amazing footwork. Brunson has a floater that he gets to. Brunson mixes it up in the paint. He gets to the free throw line. So a lot of guys don't do that, right? A lot of guys fall in love with shooting a three-point shot. You niggas are not Steph Curry. I'm sorry. Y'all just not, man. And the fact that Brunson knows that, self-aware, understands, I took 3 threes, I haven't hit a 3 all game. Okay, let me get to everything else that's in my bag. Let me put you on my left hip and rock you to sleep. Let me get to the free throw line, see the ball go on the rim a couple times. Like, so that's why I like him being who he is. A lot of guys will get frustrated at the fact that they're not shooting the 3 well, and now it affects everywhere else. So for who we are as a basketball team, Brunson is truly irreplaceable.
Right. And Josh Hart has earned his way to the number 2 spot in all of our hearts. Pun intended. Pun intended.
I gotta stop shooting at John. I love John. Let me stop that.
I don't mind if you do that. And while you're
I love John. People are gonna think that I got a problem with John. I don't. Y'all just said Josh Hart was the next John, and I was like, he's a little better.
I wouldn't mind if you shot at John Starks with a pair of dice. And please, hopefully you land on trip 6, baby. Because the NBA Emirates Cup is here. The championship for the Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big tonight on that game. Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Find that action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sporting bets partner of the NBA. All 30 teams were split into 6 groups, and it boils down to this championship of a single elimination in-season tournament in Vegas. If it's your first time betting, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code ABTV. That's code ABTV for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino Camp and Resort, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball. Come on, man.
Good read. Good read. Good read.
It was decent.
Good read.
It was decent.
What you yawning at, King Speech? Talk to us. What you yawning at?
Maybe they like to gamble. Who's Big Pun? When are the Knicks going to trade Rick Brunson and Spike Lee to bring back Charles Oakley?
It did hurt my heart to see all those legends there the other day, and Oak is not in attendance. That did bother me.
I don't think King Speech like my read.
Oh, your read was whack. I usually hate on your read, but if King Speech is hating on it, then I'm cool with that too.
You alluded to this a couple times. Y'all ain't Steph Curry. In the era that we're in, the Knicks, especially last season, they played a style that was rugged, like the Orlando Magic do now. OKC is pretty active. Houston, this is the brand of basketball that we fall in love with, but it's not necessarily typical of the league, especially since the 90s. And you did ask offline, is there a serious problem with the way the game is played today? Too many three-pointers. You put it with easy baskets, no fundamentals. That's crazy. Also, before we get into that, oh my God. You know, everybody has a chuckling monkey by their side. I don't have any. I'm not one, I don't think. I do chuckle, and I might look like a monkey, especially when I grow my hair out a little bit. But Colin Cowherd's chuckling monkey, Jason McIntyre, he decided to give his opinion on why the NBA stinks. And
so Colin has a couple of chuckling monkeys next to him. McIntyre, Nick Wright. He got a couple of chuckling monkeys. Draymond Green.
I wouldn't consider Draymond Green a chuckling monkey.
I'm just being funny because Draymond's on volume, I think, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but I would not consider him that. I think he's the opposite of a chuckling monkey. Baron Davis is a chuckling monkey.
There you go. RP.
And I risk a lot with that. I don't have to go to LA, Baron. I ain't going over there, but I'm still going to call you a chuckling monkey from afar. Jason McIntyre, aka
he's a guard in LA. They love him in LA.
I'm aware.
Yes.
Jason McIntyre's punk ass, aka Colin Cowherd's chuckling monkey, has decided to chime in on the problem with the NBA and why it's gone down in ratings.
Let's hear it. This will be the first time I hear this. I get bothered when goofs like that get invited to the conversation. That shit bothers me. When niggas like him get invited to the conversation. Go ahead, Fabian. He said nothing about the game. He went to talk about a competitor. That was garbage. That was garbage. That was a garbage take that said nothing, that told us nothing. You did not explain why the NBA is struggling in ratings. And to be honest with you, those three guys don't sit up there and just trash players. They don't.
TC, our commenter, reminded us it's not Knicks Rehab anymore. I'm sorry, Colin. He said he wants to look in our eyes and see how serious we are. Okay.
My glasses on. TC, if you're a newcomer, welcome to the show. If you're not, you know who I am. Like, what are we talking about right now? The fuck are we talking about?
He's got Jason McIntyre. Let me get your name
serious?
right.
Wait. I just had to digest that. So what? When my glasses is on, you don't take me serious? Help me understand. All right, for the sake of the viewership, right? Because we love the fans. So you want to look at me, right? I got dimples too, nigga.
I'm sexy. Yeah, nah, no way, man. Jason McIntyre,
this motherfucker really got us to take our glasses off. That shit just pissed me off.
No, I like to just leave them on for Knicks Rehab and take them off outside of Knicks Rehab, so it just brands the Knicks Rehab thing.
It just brands the Knicks Rehab. I got it. I got it. I'm being an asshole to TC. TC, we appreciate you, man.
You don't like people telling you what to do
at all. At all. I love it, but I don't like it.
He just wants to see our passion flee. Or she.
I know.
TC is
like, yeah. I'm giving TC a hard time, man. We appreciate the support, and you know, I take heed. If you need to look me in my eyes and take me serious, cool.
No problem.
It's fine.
This is my problem with Jason McIntyre's whole statement. The same thing Barkley does, he does it better than your boy, Colin Cowherd. It's probably because you can never in the history, I put my life on it. I'll put my pension on it. I'll put my life savings on it. Everything. You will never be invited to Inside the NBA. Jason McIntyre, you are complete garbage. Trash. What have you done to popularize the NBA? Better yet, Flea, I have a better question. What could you possibly do to make the NBA better or basketball better? That's not what you do. It is the goofs, as the young kids would say today. Like yourself, Jason McIntyre. That make it hard for us who didn't make it to the league or play ball to be taken seriously. Because what the hell are you talking about? You went to school, you worked for whatever newspapers, and you made a lot of bread. I know your story. You made money on it with the website or whatever it was. I know some of your story. You made some money off this. Cool, bro. It is just because you gain this authority in the media does not mean you should be spewing dumb shit like that. Especially when your man said this. This is the guy that you're on his show, and you clearly washing his balls. I don't know why, but this is what he said a couple years ago. In case we forgot, the enlightened Colin Cowherd.
You know I love LeBron. I've talked about him incessantly for a decade. I still think he is absolutely remarkable. But for the first time in 10 to 12 years, I look at the NBA, which I've watched for 4 decades, and I say this now with Ben Simmons. Hey, LeBron, we're good, bro. You can go. You don't have to. You can hang around. Still great, but you can go. We're all good here. I never bought into it with Blake Griffin. Despite what he did last night, I've never bought into it with Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook doesn't drive me to a TV to that level. Certainly didn't when he broke into the league. But when I watch Ben Simmons play, and again, I don't know if the Sixers are special, but when I watch Ben Simmons play, it is just a gut feeling. That is something between LeBron and Magic. I felt the same way when I saw Magic break in. I felt the same way when LeBron broke in. I didn't even feel it for Kobe. I didn't even feel it for Shaq. I just knew he was dominant. I didn't feel it for Pippen, Akeem. But about 4 or 5 guys, Michael Jordan's one of them, LeBron was one of them, Magic was one of them, I feel that strongly with Ben Simmons. I wake up now in the morning. When does he play?
Hey, to be fair, that was from a couple of years ago. It was like 6 years ago. Ben Simmons was way more on his peak. All defensive caliber guy. He does pass remarkably. But there was a lot of comparisons to LeBron and all that. But there's no way that you're gonna be on this guy's show, because this is like the best of his worst takes. He says just wild trash. Colin Cowherd made a living off of trying to be different and say something slick and he does this with the Midwest, and that's why he does college football and all that. He knows who he's talking to. But Colin Cowherd ain't sitting down next to no ball players talking crazy like this. And when he does, he gets checked badly. Jason McIntyre, I don't even think you're allowed to be around ball players. They all look at you like, what?
That right there. That piece right there, Fabian. You will never see Jason McIntyre sit across the table from anybody that used to wear a jersey and want to talk to him. We could thump our chest. Guys want to talk to us. Number 2 overall pick from the 1992-91 NBA draft likes to talk to us. Go check out Are We Live Flea's page on Instagram. There's a lot of great ball players that like to talk to me, that love to. I got over 100 played in the league, played high Division I. They like to talk to me. So my point is, that's why I say what I say. There's certain guys that get in a position to talk the game that don't deserve to be there. Because when they do get the license to do it, they do that. You had an opportunity to let us know what you've been watching. What you've been watching over the last 5-10 years. You had an opportunity right there to really let us know where the NBA is struggling. Me and Fabian come from a time where we see the vast difference. So many people in the comments right now are a little older than us, and we're able to see a different NBA, right? So there's so much appreciation for the game, y'all. So much appreciation that it lacks when a guy like Jason McIntyre opens his mouth and talks, because there's no appreciation for it whatsoever. You took that opportunity to take a shot at Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq. Ernie Johnson is one of the most well-respected people in the space. And you're saying that he is the host of a show that has single-handedly taken away from the game of basketball. That's what that nigga just said. That's what he said, right? Yo, man, listen, if we want to have a brief conversation about what we feel like is going wrong with the NBA right now, my brother, I would love to do that. But we can't spend any more time on Jason McIntyre. Please. Please.
Hold on.
Right?
If it gets his 20,000 views, I'm sorry.
Then so be it. But I feel a little weird even building off the back of him. Fuck
I don't.
That little dude. Like,
I don't. That would be his biggest accomplishment. What you talking about? Blaming you. Horrible. Big trash. You are big garbage, Jason McIntyre. Your voice is crazy.
Caca.
Your voice is crazy. You can't sound. Where's the bass in your voice? When you argue with somebody, how you gonna argue with me with that voice? The only one who gets away with it is like Mike Tyson. That's what you sound crazy. I don't. Colin Cowherd obviously gets these guys on. He used to have Jason Whitlock on, and he's had a lot of great guests. He had Steven Jackson on there. Jim Jackson used to be on this. Kenyon Martin's been on there. I've seen Michael Vick on there. And Colin Cowherd, obviously, if he wanted
Big
to.
shout out to Michael Vick. Just got the head coaching job at Norfolk State University. Big shout out to Michael Vick, the head coach of men's basketball at Norfolk State. Big shout out to Robert Jones, a friend of mine. Somebody who likes to talk to me about basketball, a winning coach who has been at Norfolk State over a decade. My guy.
And you know they'll try to sneak in.
I don't even do this, Fabian. You know I don't do this. I don't like what McIntyre did. You know I don't do this boasting and bragging garbage.
You know
I don't like what he did, though.
But you know what it is? Once again, the swaggerless individuals who just come on here and you ain't got it like that. You lucky we're not in your position. You know this. When I talk, I'm not even talking that talk. I haven't done it. I don't want to do it yet. Because
Yes,
when
sir.
come on,
King speech. Rob Jones, B-Tech. Then he went on the New Paltz, Hall of Famer at New Paltz.
that's what Barkley brings to the game, is a swagger behind his talk. He is a branch off of Muhammad Ali. He sounds just like him. You can hear with the Southern drawl, everything. But that's swagger talking. Shaq has it sometimes. Kenny Smith is, he got to step it up, but he can't. He's already 80 years old and he dyes his beard. You're bugging out, Kenny Smith. But the chemistry on that show, everyone, they just had a bidding war for it, basically. The NBA is like, nah, somebody got to have this show. Somebody, the NBA commissioner, all these teams, all of them are saying, no, we got to keep that show. That is the only, nobody's touching that show in any sport. He brought up all these other sports and how they have all these analysts and they get.
All them other shows is caca garbage.
And they don't never compare to Inside the NBA. The closest football show to that was Shannon Sharp, Deion Sanders. Sometimes Marshall Faulk was on there. LaDainian Tomlinson was an NFL show, NFL Network. They had a dope show, but it still wasn't Inside the NBA. Jason McIntyre has a groundbreaking interview with Kevin Knox in February doing numbers.
That was good, Will.
That was crazy. Which I'm not mad at. Like I said, I know his history, but y'all are the ones giving us a bad name. We really give interesting, passionate takes. We really you're really scared of us coming up. And that's why Colin Cowherd got to use his equity to make his independent. Nah, I can't lose out. I got to have leverage against Fox and all these guys so I could get $1 billion off of this. I know Colin Cowherd's a small guy, man. He's currently not even taking a salary because he wants to make sure Shannon Sharp and the rest of these guys get paid so that when they do sell the company, because you are going to sell the volume, we all know this. When you do sell it for $500,000, $1 billion, you make your bread then. And not to say that Colin Cowherd is talentless because he worked his game, but he's doing what Charles Barkley can't do, or he's doing what he can't do what Charles Barkley's doing. It's just unfortunate, man. Barkley's about to probably break another record with the money he's gonna get. And remember, he only works for how many hours out of the week compared to Colin Cowherd? There's a big difference between what you and Barkley are. People tune into the clips, everything. They go viral every day because they talk basketball, regardless of their opinion. But I do want to get into
real quick, baby, just to give some clarity. If people didn't see what Barkley was saying about the Houston Rockets, all he said was they just have to figure out how to win. He was not killing any of them. He talked about how great Sengun is. He talked about the progression that Jalen Green has made in his game. He talked about how great of a coach Udoka is. He talked about the culture and how it's changing in Houston. He talked about all of that. The only criticism he had of that young team is that you can see that they're still figuring out how to win games at the end of the fourth quarter. That's what he said. And if you can't take that and understand that he's trying to pour into a team that is on the cusp of figuring out how to be a winning team, then you're just looking for something to complain about at this point. As much as Shaq kills Dwight Howard, he lords over Steph Curry. Steph Curry's my favorite player to watch. I love Steph. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got to stop acting like these guys is up there. Kenny knows how to talk. Marvelous at talking the game. Ernie Johnson's probably the best host on TV right now. Like, let's stop. Stop it, Jason McIntyre. Stop it.
But to Robert Paulson's point, Inside the NBA is more entertaining than the NBA. There is nothing like when you see Barkley doing the college games, especially during the tournament, and he's going crazy. That clip when Villanova, somebody hit the game-winning shot and Barkley jumped out of his seat going crazy.
Chris Jenkins at Nova.
It's nothing like it because the NBA, we have to wait for the playoffs for the real competition, the rules that we want to see enforced in play, which is part of the problem with the NBA. I went into a rant yesterday about how this is normal for the NBA to go down in ratings. It happened after Jordan. They had superstars then. You know, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway getting hurt is a part of why the ratings did drop, because these were super duper guys, super duper stars, super sneaker deals, endorsement deals falling in line with Magic and Bird and Jordan. And then, you know, them. They didn't want Allen Iverson to be the star, but the ratings did drop. The ratings jumped back up and were near the Bulls run in the 90s with Golden State and the Warriors. People want to see super winners. They want to see super dominance, even though it's setting an imbalance that we didn't want to see. We'd rather see Kevin Durant duke it out with the Oklahoma City Thunder for the rest of his career or for a longer period of time. But this is normal. The hatred for the copycat system, the copycat league for the last 5 years, 10 years trying to copy Golden State, the James Harden effect. That is what is ruining the league, but it's more so because you stopped enforcing the rules that we love the game with, and it also enforces the style. It enforces like the real talent. Like we only get to see who you are. Like, why do I have to see James Harden get exposed in the playoffs? Why do I have to see all these guys who don't perform in the playoffs? Nah, let them play. Why does Jalen Suggs get away with all them fouls and nobody else does? Who has more talent than Jalen Suggs? Respectfully. Maybe these guys will be incentivized to D up. I don't know. But all the shot chucking and the handle super duper hezzies, I think people are getting tired of seeing this, especially when you're not replicating the Steph Curry, because you wasn't replicating Michael Jordan after the 90s. It just wasn't going to happen. Kobe's the closest to it, and it still wasn't Mike. Like Mike was just Michael Jackson. You know, that's a different level of popularity.
But I said something to you yesterday and the other day in the comments that trying to become Steph Curry is way more feasible, way more attainable, or at least it looks more attainable than to be a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, a LeBron James, right?
Agreed.
6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 260 to 275 guy. Like that's hard to attain, to aspire to be. But when this guy coming out of North Carolina, small body and frame, plays at Davidson, a small school, right? Like, so now I don't have to go to Kentucky, UNC, Duke, St. John. I don't got to go to a big D1 school. I could go to a mid-major, find my way into the league, shoot the skin off the basketball, and become this guy. I think there's so many different factors that go into it. But for me, and I've been talking to a couple of my guys that are coaching right now at the youth level, it's starting at the grassroots level, Fabian. It's starting at the bottom right now. People are not teaching the game the same way. And if you're teaching the game to a 10-year-old, guess what? If they're really, really good and you're teaching them and they happen to get to the league, that's what we're going to watch on TV. What they were being taught. The fundamentals are not being taught anymore. Guys are not interested in the fundamentals anymore. Right? There used to be a time where, as a basketball player, you had to be able to finish around the rim with both hands. You had to be able to play through contact. People don't even think about that anymore. We're watching guys get point blank range and kicking out for corner threes. That's what we're watching. We're watching 3-on-1 fast breaks turn into 3-point attempts. We're not running for layups no more. Remember when your coach said run wide so that you can run wide, keep the lanes open, have passing lanes to be able to get your guy to rock in stride for a layup, for a dunk? That doesn't happen anymore. They are running to the 3-point line when they have 3-on-1. Hear what I'm saying, y'all? There's one defender back. We have numbers. And we're stopping at the 3-point line because these fucking nerds have told y'all that 3 is more than 2, and that's a better shot. Yo, look, man, we played the game inside to out. We played the game to try to get high percentage shots. We played the game to be efficient. You niggas are not Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Let me be completely honest with y'all. You are not Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Not even close. Not even close.
But I will say this.
Destroying the game.
But I will say this, King Speech. King Speech says we celebrate Trae Young, but y'all seen his shooting splits lately. It's funny you say that because that's the first guy I thought about when people, as Flea was mentioned, talking about Steph Curry, and with Steph Curry, yes, it looks like you can replicate his game, but he's proven you cannot replicate his game.
Can't do it.
The Kevin, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, even Kevin Durant, James Harden. You don't move off ball. Steph Curry figured it out. He's also in a system with a coach that allowed for his game to flourish that way, which is another problem. We don't have enough general managers making the right move, and which has always been the case. But King Speech, I disagree with you because I agree with the White Mamba. What a freeze frame I caught him on. Brian Scalabrine does believe Ice Trae is the player that we should be emulating.
I think the best offensive player in the NBA, like a guy that every kid should watch and every kid should emulate. I don't care if you're 6'10" or you're 5'10", is Trae Young. My son loves Steph Curry, but my son is not Steph Curry. Trae Young, his footwork is perfect. His handle is perfect. His efficiency is perfect. When I go to my son, I'm like, listen, you shouldn't watch Steph Curry. Like, that's otherworldly. You can't even teach that. But what you really should do is watch this guy. So like, he's just glued to it. Trae Young, Trae Young, Trae Young, Trae Young. And so that's amazing how you can watch hours of Trae Young.
The information age has helped athlete world so much.
I totally agree.
I used to like hear folklore of how Jerry Rice trained.
Mhm.
I didn't know how he did it.
And you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But I hear and you go to do it. Now you can go on Instagram, see what your fucking favorite athlete's doing, see everything.
Correct.
And just be a little gym rat and go do it and become great at it.
Yeah. I think the best.
And I know it sounds, I think Flea got to get his camera adjusted. I know it sounds crazy. Yeah, his shooting splits, King Speech, are awful. I've always said that he's overrated because of that. But the thing with to Brian Scalabrine's point is, if Trae was 4 inches taller, we're talking about a different ball player. Steph Curry cannot pass like Trae Young. Steph Curry, his handle is great. Trae Young's handle was really, really great. I think Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba, was right on point with that, because if you're a 6'6" dude, you should be looking to get the ball, move off ball a little bit like Trae Young, the way you bring the ball up. Look what Atlanta's doing recently. Totally disagree, Monkey Ranch. He said Trae Young 4 inches taller as Jason Tatum. Nah, I think he would shoot better. The shots, he's taking those long distance shots because he's so short. And I'm not a Trae Young guy. But not saying he's totally fundamentally sound. His defense has actually improved. I'm talking about the way to play the game, to approach the game. He's tenacious. Has no problem being the villain. How many players do we have that have an issue with being the villain? He ain't one of them. So if we had more players that approach the game like Trae Young, I don't think we have an issue with the fans rooting for their favorite players on their favorite teams anymore, or the best players on their favorite teams anymore. That's bottom line. Say what you want about Draymond Green, but he's approaching the game every single day. He's consistent with that. No, who the hell can? And even if he could, he still wouldn't be as good. And they don't have the system in place for Trae Young. But Quinn Snyder was somebody that I thought was a great pickup for them. And he's gotten reportedly gotten a couple coaches fired. He'll deny it, but we can say who knows. We're not there. But again, it's about not just the fact that jacking up threes, it's the fact that who's jacking up the threes, who's being set up for these 3-point shots. Why are we changing these transition baskets to a 3-on-1 fast break turns into a 3-point shot? That's crazy. That's a long range jumper. It's a long range jumper, long rebound, and then you're gonna have another transition play. Again, I think it's because we don't have the great team with the dynasty and the flair of the Golden State Warriors anymore. You know, remember, let's not forget LeBron was going up against the Golden State Warriors as well. So that feeds into the ratings. LeBron is now a part of that in history. He's a part of the greatest ratings in the championship since Michael Jordan. Obviously, has a lot more to do with Golden State, Kevin Durant joining them. But is the game boring to watch? Like, I don't think so. I think us fans, we're going to watch the game no matter what and talk about the game like I said yesterday. They're going to have to make rule changes because this style is old. It's going to happen with football as well. Like, you can't convince me that John Elway couldn't play today and go crazy. And he's going to be out there with Pat Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league. And he might be better because he's going to be tougher. He's going to take hits. He's going to run. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. They're 14 and 13. He has 2 20-point per game scores with him. Right. But he may not be the primary scorer. He may not be. He's going to need someone to help him go off ball. He can't be your best player. He's not a great enough defender. He's not capable of being impactful like that on defense. But this year, I've seen him move around on defense way more than Jalen Brunson. Get around line to line, end to end, switching. I've seen Trae Young this year. And again, I'm not a Trae Young guy. But Atlanta shouldn't be 14 and 13. Without him, what are they if he goes down? And I'm not sneezing at no Jalen Johnson and them boys. The rookie kid might turn out to be better than Trae Young. That kid is good. You know, DeAndre Hunter finding his niche. He's going in there shooting 3-pointers. I think his best 3-point percentage in the league. That's what the league has turned the game into. Yeah, that's part of it. JB be looking like a traffic cone at times. Love JB, but facts. Yeah, and it wasn't like Trae Young was. Trae Young was way worse than Jalen Brunson on defense. He used to get spun around, and it was Ja Morant, same thing. He used to get spun around. I'm like, how are you that great on offense and don't know what's coming on defense? I don't get it. Big pause. Keep up the excellent work. Sporting page, the GAWD. Trae can play off ball. I've seen it at every level, but you have to put the right personnel around him. Yeah. And I don't know if he could be your greatest weapon on offense. I don't know about that. He's playing better defense than Brunson. I got it. Yes, I do think so. Do you put him on the Knicks and they get better? I don't know. The Knicks aren't built for Trae Young. He shoots way too bad. Like the way Brunson plays on offense, how efficient he's been, it's just marvelous, spectacular. It's too much. And Brunson is definitely not a part of what's wrong with the game, right? And I don't think Trae Young is, and I don't think I would have ever said that. I don't think I would have never said that. But now, you know, and clearly, like to your point, was that you King speech? A 500 team in the East shouldn't be nothing to boast about. But young guys, he's gonna have to make another conference finals. He's been to a conference finals before, but you got to make more of those. You know, you can't just be a big yapper like that. You know, you're not gonna be able to talk. You're not in the Jalen Brunson category, but I do believe he approaches the game. His effort is where everyone's effort should be. Because I think even Brunson is Mamba mentality and Jordan and these guys. That's how I feel about Brunson. He's a different level of will. He's a different level of discipline. And Trae Young is there, but obviously the stats, nah. And the winning, nah. The leading, just Trae Young isn't quite there. But I still believe like Trae Young is trying, and these guys, they're not trying to win. They like it's too many divas. It's like that's why the NFL, they make sure like, yo, it's the offensive and defensive line, bro. You a diva wide receiver, we don't get out of here. We can trade you. We ain't giving you no $100 million, $200 million. You just don't. It's not how football works. And they know where the game is won, and we've gotten away from where the game is supposed to be won, which is the middle. So, you know, It's been a tough conversation because people really don't know, and I'm still going to be surprised every day with the NBA having that much money, with that many tech companies involved. With that many tech companies involved, you don't have the data to show you why the NBA is not doing as well as it should be with ratings. You don't have the data for that. Amazon's not sitting down with you. Hey, maybe you should try this. It makes no sense. You know, Jeff Bezos is gonna, I know he stepped down as a CEO for Amazon, but you can't. That's what the tech industry is built on, just data. Brunson don't know what to do in a pick and roll. I think it's harder for him in the pick and roll because Cat sets weak pick and rolls, and I think he sets weak screens, and I think Mitchell Robinson will help him with that as well. But they need more guys to learn how to set picks because that's what we suck at. Rules in soccer, Aussie rules have all changed to make it softer. So when I watch and see these stats, I always apply the context when comparing to the old guys. Yeah, same thing with the NBA. Same thing with the NBA. It made me go back to your point, Robert Paulson, because you've been stressing it. Like Michael Jordan's at 40 years old was doing that with that era when it was the league, the rules were just changing, but you still had those two guards and the big men in the league to make it harder to score. If he played today, he's just too fundamentally sound to not get what he wants. We got the answer all on this channel. King Speech, don't make me blush, man. They need to let the passion come back. Stop giving texts for small ish. We grew up seeing Malice in the Palace and seeing players like World Peace, and now if you clap your hands, it's a technical. Yo, that's a good one, Monkey Wrench. That's a good one. You're taking away the passion of the game and the passion. They're human beings, and it goes back to if there was no zone, you couldn't do the analytical stuff. And then, since you're just relegating us to being just being like a stock trade, okay, now you're trying to turn everybody to an android, and you double down on trying to turn them into a computer algorithm by taking away the passion. You're making them less human. That's not how they play basketball. That's not how we want to see basketball being played. We want to see people go crazy. Yeah, that was a great point, Monkey Wrench. What are we if Flea can't go crazy and send people an invitation to the Frank stand? What are we? What are we if AllBall can't go crazy and wishes nothing but harm for the Philadelphia 76ers? What are we? That's another thing, King Speech. There's no more rivalries. What is the rivalry? And even when we build one, the players they got traded so much you can't keep the rivalry. All great points, man. I gotta get going. But you know who I be, man. Fabian! Are we live?
Big Flea, never the little one.
And of course, shout out to Flea. Big shout out to our guy.
Ball suckers.
The pass is off. AllBall will be back from his West Coast hiatus soon. Oh, and these new crowd of refs are like circus clowns. Yeah, I don't understand these refs either. I don't know what's going on. We shall get our schedule intact coming soon. Big differences coming up. Big differences. Big differences. What am I talking about? Time to go. I'm getting tired. Thanks for the love, the comments. It keeps the show going. La Turia, King Speech. Matthew Carter. Monkey Wrench. Robert Paulson, everybody's saying the same thing. Good night, guys. Appreciate the love. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.